Hello, sweet Cancers. My name's Dharma Jane. Most people just call me Dharma. Welcome to my channel. Welcome back if you're returning. Just wanted to big shout out to all the love on the channel. But not just to me. I love it that you guys are getting on there and commenting on each other and helping each other out with some, pretty difficult situations, because there's been a lot of, for all zodiac signs, a lot of cheating this year, and a lot of heartbreak, but it's the universe separating people to come together with the twins, because there's a lot of twin flames walking around right now who are not with their partners. And so the universe is working hard to bring them together. So, calling in guides, calling in angels, calling in anyone from the highest good that's got a message for Cancer. Sun, Moon, Rising, Venus, Cross Watchers, hello. It's going to be a past, present, future spread, and we're going to pull the past first to see what it is that we're talking about. Stop this center. Past, present, future. No jumper cards. So, Cancer feels betrayed by somebody who is just at the absolute top of their, feminine game. Or felt betrayed, because these are all in reverse. And so, this is almost speaking of, the distant past. So maybe even back a couple of months. Because there's you gave somebody news that you wanted to be alone. And the actual act of being alone took a long time, because you were having a lot of caution towards I heard the route, like how you were gonna, I guess, gracefully make your exit. But all of these cards being in reverse is showing me that Cancer somehow took all of these feelings that they've had in the past of feeling betrayed and feeling trapped and feeling like they can't get the Venus love that they're looking for, and that it looks like an overcoming. Oh my goodness, Eight of Swords on top of Eight of Swords. So I mean, there was definitely a feeling of being trapped for somebody. Somewhere, somehow, it might be by a mother. Could be there could be kids involved, or it could be your mother. But it just feels really out of your control. Like the devil did it. It was just like an inevitable situation that was there to, I guess, teach you lessons or something, because it was the pattern kept happening no matter what you did. Anytime you tried to start something new or tried to get out of it or away from it. There's the Empress again. So here's the Page of Swords, or Page of Wands again. So that's two indications of telling someone that you're not good. Except with the King of Swords in reverse, I don't think it went very well, and that might be why this caution is here, because the King of Swords in reverse is brutal. And there might be two women or two men over here. One might be the mother of your children, and one might be really financially stable. And I kind of just feel like for a minute there, Cancer just was angry at everyone for whatever reason. And we all go through that. It's not like there's nothing wrong with you. But this is in the past. And with all these cards being in reverse, I mean, it looks like those feelings were overcome. Okay, maybe not. So you have as your base for the present right now, coming out of heartbreak, which is like healing. And it's healing because you got clarity about some kind of balance. I mean, we're looking here towards love. I mean, that's without a doubt. But there's so much healing that's happening, that's present. It's kind of like hard to see the sun through the clouds because you're like in healing process, and it's got you feeling, you know, anxious, and you're having, it's not like you're isolating yourself. I mean, there's talks, there's conversation. It's just you're not feeling financially abundant. You're not feeling stable anymore because I feel like a part of you was maybe taken, or maybe like you lost a job or something, and there's just, it feels like there's a lot of weight. It feels like there's just extra weight that is making it difficult to try to get this new start. But I just feel like this feeling, this weighted feeling is like, is healing. I mean, it's kind of the universe keeping you down so that you'll take a minute to breathe. Yeah, because you've got tons of burdens. All three of these came out. There's the Empress again. That's 3 times. So if you're having issues with like your baby mama or some really, really, really feminine person, there is issues because you got the Death in reverse, and which means you didn't get to have your new start, which is the Fool. You have just being totally disappointed with the whole thing. And I feel like I want to say that like somebody's in your way, which seems rude, but it's, I mean, like it's a block. Like it feels like a block, and they might not even be around anymore. It might be the thought of them, or, you know, there's possibly guilt here, but I mean, Cancer just isn't happy at the current moment because they're dealing with healing. But all of these entrances, I feel like it's an entrance of this Empress, this Empress, this Empress. Could be that while all this other drama was going on, that this person enters and is right in the center of your reading and right on top of the loving words. And this person, this Empress energy, this ultimate Venus-filled love might be what's contributing to your healing. Yeah, because then eventually you move out of that, because I feel like somebody lays down like some hard truth and causes you to like dump your cups out. Could be Scorpio. But I feel like this was warranted. And I don't necessarily feel like it's a breakup. Well, there's 2 death cards right here. Something absolutely is ending and changing because you got the Fool too. And I feel like for some people it might have to do with like a complete change in environment. Like maybe you started some kind of new project, or like got involved with like some kind of new community. And that's changing the way things are to you, and it's also contributing to your healing. But there might be a significant air sign who's helping you out as far as just being friends, because you can't really get, well, I was going to say you can't really get close to an air sign, but I'm a Libra, and that's totally can be true. But I don't feel like I don't feel like that's what this is. I feel like this Queen of Swords brings clarity, and it dumps all your cups out. But it's like an acceptance, and you're like, all right. And then you go through the healing thing. Oh, Cancer. But there is a fire sign that the ending was with. And when it did happen, it happened swiftly. And with a lot of fighting. But you're still holding on to the cycle because it's what you want. And it's about your foundation. So, okay. So this is the near future. I feel like there's a fire sign that you might try to go back to. And offer this. And it feels like a snap decision. It feels really hasty, impulsive even. Like you didn't take the time to sit down and think it out first. You're just like, all of a sudden, maybe I should just go this way. And then you try to do that. But with this big fat 10 here, it doesn't look like it's going to be, you know, reciprocated. It might be a Leo. But it's definitely going to call for strength. But I think if it does get, like, if you get rejected, first off, getting rejected from something that never worked for you to begin with is not a real rejection. It's the universe saying, what are you doing? But I feel like that instance brings you into a place of, well, maybe I have more options. Like, this can't be my only option for me. Seven of Swords in reverse. And maybe somebody's doing this sneakiness and this option at the same time that you're trying to, you know, come back with this person. And it's like, you know what? Every time we try to do this. Four of Wands, Four of Swords. Because there's not an equal give and take in the foundation. Somebody is impulsive and just kind of jumps the gun. Someone only wants to receive and it's too hard for them to give because they're like mentally exhausted, which I'm not even going to try to knock mental disorders. That is, I mean, it's, if you have something like that, I feel for you. And it's not just, well, just get over it, because you can't, like, that's a very cliche topic, but the point is that it's not your fault. So okay. So this is the after tarot. So this would be like April. And then you go to a place of being like back to a king. Because we were talking about, you know, some of this financial instability here, but then this guy has the finances and the stability and everything that he needs. So you move that way. Yeah, because I do feel like you finally decide to move on. I feel like you don't have a choice, because even if you keep trying to go back to this karmic thing, which it would make sense because karmic relationships feel like you need to go back to them. Here's two indications of moving on because you got rejected. I mean, if you try to go back to the person, they're going to reject you. Take it as a blessing from the universe. It's like, just take your ball and go home. It's your ball. Your court. Take it. You don't need to. That should be empowering to you. It means that you're in control of your situation and you're also in control of your own path. And it doesn't take another person to, you know, make or break you. Yeah, Ten of Swords again. I mean, it's over. I'm sorry. But, like I said, I feel like it's a blessing. But it's not, this isn't like new. This doesn't feel like something that just happened. It happened back up in here. So, but I think now we're moving into a place of realization, which is good because that contributes to healing. And then you are in a good spot to call in another soulmate. Yeah, see? Because eventually you'll get over it. You'll slay the heartache and you'll get over it. And then you'll get a new start. But you'll be wise. That's an owl. So you'll be getting this new start with wisdom. I read these in upright only. Possibly another karmic relationship. You might have more lessons to learn. But this is a circle. It talks about like the wheel of time and things. I mean, time keeps moving forward. So it's up to you what you do with your time. Get some advice from the Fae, please. Yeah, listen inward. You have spiritual guidance. This is a death card. You're going to be moving on in order to find balance. A lot of these cards I just pulled out for Leo. So I don't know how many of you are in a relationship with Leo, but I just pulled a bunch of death cards. It's like the same. And I just pull them out as they come out. I just said Leo, and that's the Strength card. So, for some of you, but for other people, this is the fairies being like, have strength, you know, straight up. Oh, that's a lot. Okay. 2 cups. Gracefully accepting change. Don't fight it. This is talking about, here's your fairy guides again, or spirit guides. This is spiritually guided twice. Use your intuition. This is intuition. There's 3 indications here of like you already knowing what this is about. And don't go into the dark place with imaginary fears. Okay, Cancer? Because, okay. So in short, the fairies want you to get back to, it's like, this is like a call to find yourself again. Figure out who you are, figure out what you're into, because those things might have changed. Because coming in April, you come to a really good spot. There's acceptance here, there's growing up here, there's moving on, there's getting back to a good spot financially. And then towards the end of March, you do have like this little hiccup about possibly trying to reunite. But there's, I mean, it's not gonna, this energy is not good. If this energy shows up around your relationship, it's probably not going to be a good relationship ever. Because that's not a trait you can really change in a person. And I feel like right now in the present is where you're starting to get the realization that there's not going to be, you know, I mean, it's got you full of anxiety and heartbreak. And I would just want to say it's okay to feel those feelings. Feel them. Just don't live there forever. But there's definitely, for the men, there's 2 women. There's a mother of the children, and then there's the person who's financially stable. But before you go back, or whoever goes back or comes back towards the end of March, try to remember that this was how it made you feel. Betrayed, trapped, like the devil put you in that situation. You never could start anything new. And it felt like you were bound to them because the universe said so. And that's kind of what a soul contract is. I mean, you become bound to a person. And you can break your soul contracts. But I don't feel like personally, in the 3D, I don't feel like it's a smart idea to try to break spiritual contracts because you don't know what the bigger picture is. The only thing that you're aware of right now is the 3D. So it's about gracefully accepting change. Okay, Cancer? For private reading, all the information's in the box below, and I'm on Instagram, dharmajane.8. Have a good one.